Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Bill. You couldn't have five, right? It had to be one.
I mean, I think we were like 2 seconds over. Like we were so excited about launching this thing 5 seconds early and then forgot about the lag of connecting this thing to Facebook.
Yes, exactly.
How was-
Yesterday was good. I finished all the things that needed to be done. So this week is now vacation for me. So I think I'd said last week when I was on the Christmas vacation that I would be reading and writing and eating. And so I'm gonna do some more of that.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. So what about you? How was yesterday for you?
Yesterday was okay. Your camera kind of looks like the very first camera phone. I don't know why that's happening. So,
Is it yours or mine?
it very well could be just on my end, actually. Who knows? Not really sure there.
I'm gonna grab this just in case.
Okay.
And I will disappear for un momento.
Un momento. Good morning, Gabe. I saw your comment after the show yesterday. Apologize, I didn't get to that earlier.
Hello, Gabe. Real.
Gabe is killing it on his show still.
Yeah, of course.
Remarkably consistent, right? What is that?
Can you see this? Is that too bright? It's kind of brightened out.
It's kind of bright. I mean, I see a cloth of some sort.
Yeah. Okay. Well, looks good on my end. Gabe, can you see me? My face all right? Maybe John's having issues on his end.
Yeah, it could just be me.
We talk about that a lot. John having issues on his end. Tell you what.
It's never my end. That's not true at all. Yeah, yesterday was okay. I finished the day really strong because I got to chat with Michelle Stifler about the farm and the land and the plan, and it was good. It was really good. I'm excited for them. I got caught up in like a weird work loop last night, which was like bizarre because like I couldn't really put it down. We're trying to get the list of people for pre-reads for the book, right? And some of them are strangers, so that way they don't know any of my stuff or anything, because like we're kind of looking for gaps in the book that people might not see because of knowledge about it. You look okay, Jake Jordan. Yeah, just okay, bro.
That's right. So I just look okay. So it's perfect.
Where was I? I forgot.
Weird loop. Work loop.
Oh yeah, weird loop. So we watched a movie last night. I don't remember even really what it was because I wasn't paying that much attention. So we're trying to send the book out to people, and some of them are new and some of them are friends and people like this to pre-read the book before we launch it. And so we got them all into a spreadsheet so that way I can track them and track their feedback and their timelines and all the things that I want to track, you know how I do. And now we're sending out this NDA to people because, it's not done yet. So, hey, don't go ripping my stuff off, please. And all of these like e-sig platforms, right? EverSign and DocuSign and everything else like this make it remarkably difficult to add a bunch of people in, send them all one document, and not make it look like the 25 people on this list all have to sign the same document.
There's no BCC.
And I'm like, because like Melissa comes to me and she goes, hey, I'm stuck on this thing. I look at it and I was like, okay, cool. I'll just figure this thing out later. It's just like a tech thing, And then I'm playing with it at like probably 9:30 last night, like trying to get it to work. And we were using one thing called EverSign, and I got mad at that because I'm like, this is just dumb UI. I'm leaving, right? So then I fired up a free account with DocuSign to go try that out because that's normally pretty recommended. And it was the same process, right? How many signer? I just want one signer. I just want them all to sign the same once. Like, why is it so remarkably difficult?
Right.
So that was interesting, right? And so then I was just going to work on that for a little bit and then be done. Like I wasn't even going to really game or anything. And so I'm working on that, and I tell my friend Mike that I'll be with him in a little bit. And then like 30 minutes later, like Melissa comes in and she's like, you're not gaming. And I'd completely forgotten about gaming, right? Because I was so caught up in like trying to figure out this stupid signature send thing. So that kind of bothered me a little bit. But yeah, so I get to play with that today. Now I get to fix that. Got to find good beta readers. Gabe, you are not lying, sir. I've got a great book coach who's been incredibly helpful during this whole process. And she recommended a bunch of people at kind of different levels and different ages who she knows who have done this before and have been known to give really good feedback. So we are using some of those people and then also sending it to other people that I look up to. And if anybody would like to read it, please send me a message. I'll gladly put you on the list. And as soon as I can figure out how to send an NDA to you, we will get that over to you.
So I didn't figure it out. You got to send it like one time, 50 times.
Yeah, kind of, right?
Boy.
Yeah. And
did you hit support up to let them know?
What's that?
Did you hit support up to see if there was a way they could help you?
No. Yeah. No, not at 9:30 at night. I was just trying to like, I can figure this out. I'm you know, I'm this guy, you know.
Yeah. Well, you're just sitting in front of a movie anyway, right? So you're just sitting in front of a movie anyway, so it's something to do.
Yeah, I don't even remember what movie it was.
Well, you know what movie I watched?
I do know what movie you watched last night. How was it?
It's really good. It was one of those where you're smiling and you feel good afterwards, which are some of my favorite kinds. So spoilers ahead. Because it would be hard to talk around.
We have to, so we'll talk about it offline, but we shouldn't talk about it on the show until it's been out for at least a week, right? So
yeah, I was gonna say mute your turn us off for 30 seconds or I watched Soul, the Pixar movie Soul, because on Christmas Day I watched Wonder Woman 84 and then did something else. I was watching the Mavericks and the Lakers on Christmas Day. That is the face. That seems to be the internet-wide face for Wonder Woman 84. I agree with.
It's been just ripped over the coals.
It's just average. That's what it is. It's not horrible. It's not great. It's right in the middle. It's just like, You
know what's funny is like I think it's interesting, and this might just be because I'm more of a Marvel fan than a DC fan, but the Marvel movies are so good and the DC movies are just not. Like Wonder Woman, the first one is excellent, but like Justice League, terrible. Oh my god. I know. And it's like, guys, like the model's working just right over here, you know? And I read this article recently and it was talking about how like Marvel started off super light and campy and is now getting heavy, and DC started off heavy and is now trying to go light. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. So
yeah. It's what it is. I'm a DC guy. I grew up a DC guy. That's the comics I liked, but it's not hard to admit that Marvel's done such a good job. And I've enjoyed every one of their movies. So there's really only 2 DC movies I would even put on the same level as, because there's Suicide Squad and Wonder Woman. I thought both of those movies were well done.
I've not seen Suicide Squad.
It's good. It's really good.
The first Wonder Woman is excellent, though, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that's well played out online. I think that's kind of the popular opinion anymore. So and the whole Snyder Cut thing is just, I think that's
I don't understand. Like is he trying to recut the movie that is already made into something else?
I mean, the 10-second version is that his daughter died in the middle of him making that movie, Zack Snyder, and so he left the production altogether. He was the executive director, the director and executive producer of the movie, and he left 70% of the way done. So he didn't ever get to finish the movie. So like the big push was his vision was quite a bit different than Joss Whedon's for the movie.
I can see that.
And if you're not a cinephile, you probably won't tell lots and lots of differences, because the story was the same, but the way you tell a story can be very different.
I would like to see it done, because I'm curious, and I've always been curious how much impact like the director has on the vibe of a movie. right? Like obviously like the positioning of like the angles and lighting and all of that stuff has a huge impact. But what I would like to do is take like the same movie and have it directed by like two very different people and to see how much of a disparity you could do. I think that would be really interesting.
I would love to see that. And Gabe, I completely agree with your comment here.
Yep.
They did not put depth into their characters. There's a cool YouTube channel. I forget the guy's name, but he's a music producer and he's more like a DJ. But he has a specific show type where he takes 4 producers and they all take one clip, one sample, and then they come back and show their song. So they all start with the same sample, but then they have their own kind of vibe. It is so addictive. I wish there was more. I
need a link to that.
Okay, I'll hook you with that.
Yeah.
Man, see, Dave, I heard not even to watch the second Suicide Squad, so I never even watched it. Birds of Prey.
I don't even know what that is. Holy
they crap. Did a sequel, a spinoff with Harley Quinn, where it was like a girls group. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She was the head of it. So anyway, that idea is awesome. And then the whole Zack Snyder thing is going to end up being I think it's like a 6-hour version. It's going to be 6 to 8 episodes. It's going to be a mini series on HBO. So it will actually feel, even the same story will feel different because it's going to come out over 8 episodes. So, yep.
Absolutely. Great movies.
Yep, exactly.
Good morning, Levi. Good morning, Michelle.
Hey, Levi.
So
Soul. I watched Soul last night.
Soul.
It was great.
Good. Very good.
If you liked, what's the one? And I was just thinking this right before we came on air. What's the name? It's a Pixar movie too about all the emotions, and they all have their own little.
Inside Out.
Inside Out. I got a similar vibe from the movie. Is that just because it's Pixar and the animation style? A little bit.
I don't like Inside Out. Like I think it's funny, but it's hard for me to watch. And like I think 90% of that is just because like I'm a dad of a daughter, and so like it's just like a little like too close to home for some reason. But and I love oh my god, Leslie Knope. I'm blanking on her real name, but Amy Poehler. Like I think the movie's funny. I think it's well done, but like I just don't really enjoy watching it for whatever reason. Levi, man, absolutely so freaking good.
There's something to be said about we talk about this in other areas and ways, right? Metaphors and illustrations, putting like form on feelings and different things like that. That's something that people don't do well, and so when someone does nail it, they hit home so hard. So, I love that they didn't actually even spend that much time, really explaining to you what was going on specifically, other than what you needed to know for the story to move along. Mm-hmm. So it was really well done.
Man, yeah, that water story, right? It's crazy because. Oh God, I wish that everybody had seen it and I wasn't like concerned about ruining it for like anybody else because I think it's everything we talk about on here, right?
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it a week from now. So
yeah, absolutely.
We'll put it in Facebook. Spoiler alert.
Stay tuned for next Monday, guys. We're just going to tease this. It's going to be huge value on next Monday when we talk about our takeaways from Soul.
See that.
I'm so bad at hype. It's terrible.
So, go watch Soul if you haven't watched it, and see if you don't hear some of the same stuff that we talk about. And I told John last night that I wanted to sleep on it too a few nights, just because I want to let it soak in and settle in and see where it creeps into my brain.
So, I'm going to show this. Normally when I journal, the goal is to write just like one page in the evening, right? An honest kind of like thing of reflection. I watched that movie and it was just like, and it was just like coming out of me. It was like 4 pages. It was nuts. Yeah, exactly. It was awesome. Yeah. Super great.
It was good. And it's fun. It's a fun movie too.
It is a fun movie.
It's not just heavy. It's actually really pretty cute, cutesy.
Absolutely.
And then you know what? I knew Jamie Foxx was the main character, but like hearing like for something about it's a little different.
Yeah, he does a really good job of making it not the Jamie Foxx cartoon.
Which exactly.
Is
I didn't feel like it was him. Like you could hear him,
Yeah.
But
I had to ask Melissa. I said, "Who is the main character?" Right? Because like normally she's on IMDb looking up trivia and who is who and everything else.
Right.
And it has one of our favorite people, Richard Ayodedo. I think that's how you say his last name. He's one of the Jerrys.
Oh,
he's
have you watched the show on YouTube?
Which show?
Travel Man.
So I've seen some episodes of it. I haven't sat down and like gone all the way through it, but I love that dude. Ever since like the IT crowd, I just think he's one of the funniest people ever. Same here, Levi. I didn't realize that was Tina Fey, and I like Tina Fey less after Kimmy Schmidt and I just don't get that show at all. Like I love Tina Fey. I think 30 Rock was remarkably well done. I appreciate her kind of humor, but The Adventures of Kimmy Schmidt, in my opinion, is I'm astounded that show is still going.
I get it.
There's like a talking backpack for a handful of episodes. It's just kind of like, are you just trying to see what you can do? Like it's very bizarre.
It's the chick from The Office, right? The secretary,
yes. Ellie Kemper. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So I watched 7, 8, 9 episodes of that because I really tried to give it a go, and I was like, oh gosh,
I can't do it.
Nothing to this show.
Alice loves it, right? Because like we were trying to like watch it all together. It's like a family, and Alice loves it. Melissa is not a fan, and I'm like, I'm leaving. like I don't even want it on in the same room. Which is
does it say something that a 9-year-old is its biggest fan? I mean, maybe for the talking backpack, right? that's the audience.
Alice comes to me yesterday and she goes, "Dad, I've grounded myself from YouTube." And I said, "You grounded yourself from YouTube?" She goes, "Yeah." And I said, "Okay, why?" And she goes, "I've just been on it too much. It's pulling too much of my attention." So like I look at Melissa thinking that this is one of those things to where like Melissa really grounded her away from YouTube because we have to do this occasionally. And Melissa was like, "Wasn't me." So my daughter just realized that she was way too attached to like the YouTube channels and the personalities that she follows on there and decided to like step away from it. Can you freaking believe that? I was blown away.
I mean, I don't put anything past that one. Wow, that's very cool.
Yeah, I was like, okay, awesome. Like, do you need any accountability? She goes, "No, I think I'm good." I said, "Okay."
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I was shocked and astounded. I had no idea what to say. I was like, "Oh, awesome, fantastic!" Like, okay.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, do you have anything else on your list like this week that you want to get done? Anything else that you're like? Are you truly just kind of treating it like we'll just kind of do whatever this week?
Are you talking to me seriously?
Yeah, no. Like, are there other things that you still are trying to actually make happen?
I mean, as far as make happen, I don't. So I have 2 rather large proposals out for next year to kind of
but that's the process, right?
Yeah, so those are in process. Was hoping to get them like closed and booked before the end of the year. I don't think they're going to close before the end of the year just because of travel and holidays and stuff. I should have a follow up with one of them today. Had a follow up with one of them yesterday, and they asked for some more time to get all their stuff in order. So this is interesting because like as a sales guy, we often tend to fall into that jaded thing after a while. I've heard this before, right? And then you get like the wrong version of skeptical, right? In my opinion, right? Because then you just start doubting everybody's words and like you can't trust anybody. And when I'm talking about being skeptical as a salesperson, it's about like, hey, are you diving deep enough? Like, are you getting ahead of yourself? Do you need to slow down so that way you're not, if they're like, hey, could we talk about, because maybe we could work together, and you're like, oh yeah, great, blah blah blah, here's the proposal, press real hard, third copy's yours. Like that's essentially what a lot of salespeople are doing, you know. So the other side of that is that sometimes stalls make sense. Like one of the people that I talked to about this project, they're in the middle of their busiest time. Like they worked until like 11:30 in the evening with clients on Monday evening. So like the only person I hurt by like trying to go for the no in that situation is myself, because I'm not getting stalled because they're not sure. They're getting, we're at a stall because of needing to get other people involved. And in one of these situations, I didn't ask enough questions to understand how the other people were going to be involved into the conversation, because you know what? I make mistakes as well. Sometimes I make assumptions and skip a little bit of, you know, the conversation, right? It happens to everybody. Yeah. So one of these is where it is purely my fault, right? Thankfully the person is like super nice, and we're getting meetings from meetings, right? So like every touch in point that we have, it's like, okay, when are we talking again? Okay, we're talking on this date, right? And those agreements are being held. So okay, fantastic, right? Not anything to be done with that. Just had to work it through the process. So anyway, so I was hoping those deals would be like wrapping up this week, but I don't think that's going to happen. One might close today, which would be nice, but if not, that's okay as well.
Well, we all know that you always have like blocking and tackling. Like there's always things on your list that you like to work on.
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
Moving other things along. I just was kind of wondering, also based on the time of year too, is there anything that like, oh, it's happening this week because it has to, and da 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 da.
I mean, as far as because it has to, I mean, we're doing a bunch of goal setting and goal planning for like 2021 and different projects. Okay. I have a call with Manesh from Pavlok later on today, kind of talk about some cool projects, which I'm excited about. And let's see, I have a digital coffee with a guy from somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where. And then coaching Levi here in a few minutes, and mastermind planning. And then I think I have a coaching call. We might have rescheduled it, but it's here on my calendar, which makes me think that maybe we didn't. So.
Gotcha. That's cool. Well, actually, the only work I'm specifically doing for the rest of the week is I'm running a 2021 planning workshop on January 7th. And so I still am reaching out and prospecting, and just really reaching out to like kind of the 50 to 100 people that are always just around my stuff and tend to enjoy it, and just giving them personalized invites and things like that. So that's about all I'm working on. And that's funny because I don't know if people see the back and forth going on with Terry versus Jerry, because I feel like in the movie they go, you know, Terry, and then one of them finally goes, "Oh, I'm Jerry." Was they're both like that was like a little haha.
Yeah, they're both Terrys and Jerrys. That's pretty funny.
They're all Terrys, I think, except for one. But I'm with Levi.
No, Jerry is everybody except the accountant. I think they're all Jerry's, and then the accountant is Terry.
Right. That's right. Yeah, Jerry. That's right. That's fun.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, that's everything. I'm trying to get this stupid e-sign thing figured out so that way I can get this book out to people, because I'm feeling like a huge loss of momentum on that. Pre-existing folks for Jerry. Yes, Levi, that is correct.
Well,
anyway, so I got to get that figured out and out to these people so that way I can be like, okay, like this is done. We are going to have a bro hang on Saturday at a disc golf course. That way we can be, you know, safe and distance and everything. So Levi is going to put on a clinic and we're going to watch.
So I want to know what type of clinic he's talking about. I mean, I'm totally down there.
Because I mean, you played with him before. I have no idea what to expect.
I mean, that's how it's going to be. Like, you just don't know what you're walking into with either of us. We actually had some discussion about that when we went out. What? Well, he was like, I just assume anytime I walk onto any sort of sports court with a baseball player, I'm going to get hammered. I'm just going to get smacked. Because baseball players tend just to be good athletes in general.
Yeah.
So guess we'll see how that holds up, right?
How'd you do?
We had a good time.
How to graciously look like a fool.
There it is. There it is. Yes. How to hold up other groups. That's the clinic.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good time. And we'll have an even better time on this episode.
Yep. It'll be good. So Saturday morning when you guys are all asleep, we're gonna be out, freezing our potential fingers off and throwing disc golfs or throwing discs around. Oh, cannot talk.
Yeah.
Good thing this isn't important for me making money, right? And it's not a big deal. I just stumble all over everything.
Yep. Yep.
We didn't. Hold on. I love this so much. You know how I know I wasn't there? We didn't keep score.
We did mention that.
We
stopped keeping score when we were like, this would not fly if John was here.
That was the disturbance I felt in the force on Saturday a couple of weeks ago. Someone is not tracking something that could be tracked effortlessly and easily.
Yes.
To protect their egos. Put it up, and I put on my super suit.
Exactly.
Oh, the ego decimator of just come on, guys, keep score, and then I just leave. Yeah. He's so decimating. Man, I could have a lot of fun the rest of the day just ego decimator stories.
See, actually, what happens, y'all don't know that when John gets frustrated or hits a dead end on a project, he just grabs his cape and he goes find somebody to decimate their ego.
No, it's come on. It's not decimating their ego. It is always more fun to help others with the things they're working on than to potentially work on some of the things I don't want to work on, right?
Yeah,
so
sure. I think we're all go through this because I'm always if I get stuck on something, I'm going to go help somebody else or something because I don't want to do my thing.
Yeah. I got a message actually from a guy who I'm newly connected with on Facebook. And he goes, hey, man, we're newly connected. We don't really know each other, but I just wanted to say in the past couple of posts, you've been talking about kindness, and I think that's really cool. Mm-hmm. And I was like, whoa. And then I went and looked and realized that I had been talking about kind of kindness as a recurring theme. And then last week we put up a blog post about how I've kind of been more focused around kindness and stuff like this. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. And I was like, hey man, not to blow you up, this is rather serendipitous that you're bringing this up because we just put out this blog post. Would love it if you take a look at it. So I just thought that was interesting because it wasn't intentional. It wasn't I'm sneaking subliminal things into my copy and stuff like this. So that way people are like, oh, look how mindful and great John is and kind. Well,
right. Yeah, and that normally doesn't work anyway. So
yeah, I'm still talking shit about bad DM pitches and bad automations and people who want to get rich quick off of others without really providing any benefit. So yeah. It's not all puppies and rainbows over here. I will still bring the heat if you're doing something that I object to. So
yes.
Sure. Yeah. But yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, we've already talked about today. I've got to get this freaking Nissan thing figured out. Oh, it's already bothering me. It's just here, running. Yeah. So I think because I was talking with a guy about this last night, and he brought up a good idea. What we might do is put it into something that's more of a proposal software, because that's more built for kind of what this is, as opposed to a super elongated legal signing document and stuff. Because
That's a good idea.
Might be spinning up a PandaDoc account later on today and try that, because I'm connected with the PandaDoc head of sales, and his stuff on LinkedIn is pretty legit. So
that's cool. And I've heard a lot of great things about Panda, actually. When we were looking at what we wanted to use, Panda was in the top 3. So,
and from everybody I've said, it's really good. It kind of integrates with everything, and so it'll be a good reason to go take a look at it anyway. Yeah. Excuse me. But yeah, man, that's it for today. Tomorrow we'll be back. Tomorrow for the New Year's Eve show, guys. We're gonna go super crazy and do the same thing we do every other day.
That's right. We're just gonna do it on a 31st. That's it.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely.
Only a couple of days.
It's a Thursday, so kind of a big day just because it's that day.
Oh, yeah, we can't miss our last best day of the year.
Cannot miss it, right? You know how you get ready for 2021? You plan on the Thursday before.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need. That's what it's for.
Awesome.
It was placed there by the universe. The last day of the year.
All right. Thank you to Michelle. Thank you to Gabe. Thank you to Levi for hanging out with us this morning. You guys are awesome. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bring a friend. We'll drink mimosas, maybe, because I'm not drinking at all in January. So clean January starts on Friday. So no fast food, no sodas, no candy, no sweets, no beer.
Yeah, let's talk about that tomorrow because I'm in on that.
Okay, cool. See everybody tomorrow. Cheers.